As we continue the story of these four strangers, we begin to see their fates take shape as they are met with a mysterious man with an even more mysterious purpose. The group fractures under the pressure. This week on We Together, the father, the thief, and the tent. With that being said, my friends, are you ready?
Yes.
Yep. I'm ready to roll fours, baby.
Fours and twos. I'll bring you in, setting that scene once again, as his words linger heavily in the air around you, heavily as the stench of blood permeating through your pores, as the new grisly scene of the 20-odd some union stewards who are now union puddles on the floor and the ceiling.
They've truly unionized.
They've truly unionized.
They've all come together.
They've coagulated, even. as you see the barefoot man, his tall 6'3" frame, wiry and under the clothes that he's wearing, which are very loose and very, very dirty and ripped, soaked in blood. And you see bandages wrapped from his neck down to his chest as he turns away from you after telling you to follow him and wades through the swamp of viscera I had described earlier towards the exit. You all kind of look at each other. What do you do?
May I roll an insight on this character?
You absolutely can. But remember, he is also permeating pure evil. And that is something you, as with the divine sense, are acutely aware of.
And also, we just witnessed these people's heads blow up. I feel like there's got to be something there. I feel like I got to address that a little bit.
Remember, though, also, just for the people at home, because I forgot to express this last time, with your divine sense, that sense is skewed to your God. That is how your God views the thing. It's not purely good or evil, because that doesn't exist. It's more of like how Bitova, your patron, or your God, rather, views this character. And to him, shadows, black, X, stay away, that's bad.
Unfortunately, I don't think Roddy's smart enough to pick up on that.
Well, you did divine sense last time, so that's why I'm giving it to you now.
Yeah. No, I just think he's evil. That's
okay.
Yeah, Roddy's not that intelligent.
he's a bad guy. We bark at him.
I did not. I think that's the first time I'm hearing Roddy's
Beethoven.
God's name, and that's fucking.
I don't remember where I saw that. I think you had to have typed that out somewhere.
It's in the list of gods.
Maybe I just picked it up off there and assumed.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't spoil shit, bro.
No, not a spoiler. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I read his book, Homeward Bound.
So, what was that insight check?
It was a 16.
With a 16, besides the overwhelming darkness that is enshrouding your vision, you see that the man is standing extremely lax. There's not a tense muscle in his body. He seems completely comfortable in the moment. And there is no malice or any kind of ill intent towards you. In fact, it's almost, as you kind of sniff the air, friendly.
Pippin pipes up and goes, guys, I think we should go with this guy. I think if he wanted to kill us already, he would have done so. So I'm going to go because I don't want to die.
Starts heading through the swamp of viscera, which I'm going to say every time.
I think that's the way out anyway. So we got to go with him for a little bit.
I haven't turned away from all the dead bodies yet. Standing there for as much as a owl's jaw can be slack. I'm standing there slack jawed. Yeah.
I'm gonna get
really
dressed.
taking in your guys' what you're saying right now.
I'm like hopping, putting on all my pants and all my shit, and going to follow the guy. And I'm gonna say to him, "Oh, you do all that? You know what? Was that you?"
He stops, ever so slightly turning his head to look over his shoulder rather than turning to look at you completely. And after a moment of silence where it seems like he's not going to answer you, he says, "It was."
Oh shoot.
And then turns away.
Hold on, I forgot your name. Sorry, I'm so bad with names. Punk looking dude. What's your name? I forgot.
Crash.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm so bad with names. Pippin, by the way, just in case you forget. Did you see a jacket and like a baton back there? Because I need to go get that.
Brika pipes up from the back with just a squeak. As you turn and she hands you the stuff that I'm pretty sure she had grabbed.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I start putting on my jacket and I have my baton now.
Yeah, I was gonna say the jacket might have been with the stuff that we were throwing, that Leo and I were like tossing, but it would be out in the hallway. That
I just can't lose it because my mom got this for me, and it's my favorite jacket. You know.
So you guys all clothe Leo. You already had your clothes, I believe, if I remember correctly, right? Or were you given them?
I was like in the doorway being handed things. I assume that I got my clothing. I did not get my my necklace though, which I will address later.
Brika has it.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. The reaction I got from
Sasha was like, I didn't want you to know.
I did know though. I saw it.
Right.
So we'll come back to that. I still am standing there. As far as kind of insight, I am in a different kind of place right now. I'll say that.
I would say the last person to leave, so Crash would notice as he's like putting on this boot, his last boot, that Leo hasn't really moved or said anything.
I'll as I'm going to follow the guy, I'll like just put a hand on Leo arm or something.
Feather arm.
Yeah. Oi. It's not going to be easy ever to see something like that, but sometimes you just gotta move on, and I think we should get the fuck out of here. No.
Hey, are you guys coming?
Pippin peeks around the corner.
We really don't want those union guys to show back up because they're going to think that we did this.
A piece of large intestine falls from the ceiling as it has been slowly falling this entire time.
Sorry.
Not you, but the intestine sloshing and the gore, the viscera, as it were, kind of like shakes me out. And I wish that I could like not have to say this every time, because if you could see me, I'm currently doing a 180 head motion as I turn just my head, because I'm an owl, everybody, to Crash, and kind of just like I'm still shaking my head like, and I look over to Brika, and just put my hand out, like almost absently, like hand it to me now.
To Brika?
Yeah.
Brika kind of like looks at you having all of your stuff and just kind of like innocently shakes her head and starts following.
Like the smallest prism forms between my fingers, which lights up the crystal that she's holding.
If I remember correctly, and I'm playing for Sasha here because she's absent, and I don't like to do this. So there is a chance here that you're going to have to either wait until she comes back to resolve this, or it's going to get resolved, and then she's going to find out that whatever she was planning is completely ruined. So I'm going to roll for it.
I also would like to know if there's just like a glowing stone happening. I'd like to know if it makes Crash feel any type of way.
So as you search for the prism, you feel its embrace. Like every time that you cast this magic, there is a tingle, a vibration that kind of synchronizes with your core of your being when you use it. And you look for a light, but Brika, who is just kind of like looking at you like you're the crazy person in this situation, doesn't appear to have anything glowing on her.
She makes to step towards the door. I am very quickly and aggressively moving between her and the door. Wings slowly kind of unfurling to take up the space. With my hand out, give me the crystal.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
I take it easy, big guy. Same team.
9. Told you.
As you like take up the space, you see Brika kind of give you a small little grin and like a knowing look, and then tap on her tablet, and all of the lights in the hallway go out. And you don't see anything until you see the door open. And you see the light pour into the hallway as you see Brika literally exiting, but she got past you without even noticing. And as she exits and the door closes, the lights turn back on and you hear a AI voice, shutdown lock engaged. And you hear shh as like a big metal bar crosses over the doorway to the exit. As you see,
is it like between us and?
Oh yeah. She blocked you in, for all intents. Apparently, okay. We're making assumptions here, but the question mark man, who I've not named yet, is still standing there, and he doesn't look like he. Literally, there's no react. His face is so hard to read. He just has the one expression. Just deadpanned eyes. And he's still waiting for you guys to get your shit together. And that's like you can feel the presence of him and the aura of him filling the space as the lights come back on.
You see Pippin's like near the door, doing circles. Like, come on, guys! I really don't want to get stuck in here. I want to get out of here.
Do you try and open the door?
No, because I want somebody to open the door for me. I haven't been given permission to leave yet, so.
I just looked at Leo and said,
I'm
sure
I'm moving. To pretend like all of this happened and he like didn't react to any of it is just no. He was moving towards the door the second he saw the smirk on her face. He wasn't expecting the lights to go off. He was just trying to block her, but he's like full on. I think the door closes basically in his face, and he's out banging on it. And I cast turn off, like basically the security bar. I'm trying to like turn off the security here.
Okay. Because this is a good chance for you to kind of like solidify for you what this spell does.
Yeah.
As you cast a spell and touch your hand to the door, you see you can even hear a hum as you see the lights, the red lights that had been illuminating the door, shut off. The lock does not move.
Real quick, just for everybody, turn on off is a spell I have. I can choose a piece of simple technology within range, such as a light, a basic interface, or a small device. You can turn the device on or off. If the technology has built-in magical defenses or is non-functional, the spell has no effect.
So that means that one of those two things has happened, and you shut the pretty lights off the door. So you're banging on the door essentially right now.
I'll kill her. I'll kill her.
You feel a intense electrical jolt as a ice cold hand touches your shoulder. And you look behind you and you see the red eyes glowing in the dim, like kind of light pulsing. Now that it's in lockdown mode, it's gone back to that red lighting, and his eyes are just piercing through the darkness as he looks at you. Child, will you move, please?
I think without even like intending to do so, I move.
As you step back, you see the man reach his hand out and touch the door ever so slightly. I'm sorry. And closes his hand. And the door, just, you see the inside of the door. So these small metal, almost fingers, wrap around the outside of the frame of the door and just start peeling back until light just floods the hallway. Not sunlight, but the light of the parking lot outside of the building that you were in. It's a large empty parking lot with lights shining down. And he takes a step out the door. Please, follow me.
As soon as the door opens and I can get past him, I jump out and take flight to get a better vantage point looking for her.
All right. How high can you fly? I think it's 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm basically. Can you? There's like buildings out and around us. Is there like is there like many ways that she could have gone, or is like an obvious path?
Okay, so I'll set the scene a little bit for you as you guys exit the building, because a couple things are going to happen as soon as you exit. First, it's a large empty parking lot, but it's surrounded by a lot of different buildings that, and I would say that Leo wouldn't really know, but Crash and Pippin would know immediately what part of town they're in, which is South Side, as the buildings all kind of stack on top of each other and have a little bit of a dilapidated look to them. And as you go to take flight, Leo, you can see that this parking lot has infinite different ways that someone could have run. There's a highway to the right that is just kind of overhead, so it's like up in the air. Highway underneath it, just kind of leading out into the darkness. To the left of you, there's even more buildings, a small street with some cars on it. Across that street, and there's just a maze of buildings. And as you spread your wings and go to jump, can I please have a Constitution saving throw?
That is a 19.
Ooh. We tied. And as we know in my games, ties go to the player. However, in this particular instance, that might not be a good thing. So I'm going to tell you what happens, and you tell me how you react to it. As your wings spread, and you jump into the air, and you see Leo, his wings kind of, again, they're not attached to his arms, they're in his back, so it kind of takes up a wide space, at least as tall as he is wide. As he pushes off the ground, there's a pretty intense gust of wind. Crash's hair is just whipping as Leo launches up. You make it maybe 10 feet off the ground. And then you feel something strange. It is as if every single nerve ending in your nervous system, every branch, every small pathway that's snaked through every part of your body is being pulled downward. You're strong enough to fight it. Your wings are powerful as you kind of push upward. What do you do?
the first thing that happens to him is more of like a little flashback to darker days as he realizes that he is out of his abilities here. He can't go forward. And he kind of glides back down to the ground. Yeah. I want to cast a few things.
Okay.
I'm doing everything very rapidly.
Oh yeah, this has all happened in a couple of
Like
seconds.
frantic.
He's very frantic. I am going to cast keen observation first. For the people, keen observation. The effect is for the duration you gain a plus 1d4 on wisdom insight checks. I'm going to try to take my time in the criminal world with some of my more sneaky friends and try to, like, where would they have gone? Where would they have, like, ran off to with the goods that they took, right? So I'm going to roll an insight check.
I also was thinking that Crash would have a idea of if he recognized like the actual area and has spent any time here. I feel like I was also thinking that. So can I do like a
History.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just to see if Crash knows. Like, yeah. Actually,
And why don't you go ahead and throw a wisdom
if I would
saving
steal
throw on that, too.
somebody's, throw what?
Wisdom saving throw on that too. Okay, so here's the thing, Leo. As you kind of are trying to figure all this stuff very rapidly in your head, you feel the presence of almost like an invader in your head. And without hearing it out loud, you could swear that the whisper is just upon your ear.
Be calm, child. All is as it should be. Come.
And you feel that pull happen again. Now, at that exact moment, your neural links come back online. And all of those messages that I sent you guys earlier, you get them now.
Oh, that's a lot of whoa. Well, I gotta text my parents.
I swiped him away, like almost habitually, like he would have done when people messaged him before. I swiped him away.
Hey, did anyone
And-
else get a whole bunch of messages? I also got some ads for trash chicken. It sounds really good right about now.
You guys are
Makes
rapping
sense.
it, by the way.
We've been underground for 11 months.
It is December 20. What did I say last time? Does anyone remember? Did anyone write it down?
What
did.
year is it now?
I did write something
It's
down.
5092.
December 5th, 5092.
Nice. So the last message any of you would have gotten would have been in October. And you notice something very, except for Leo, who's currently, we're going to go right to your struggle as soon as we're done with this.
Yep.
But Pippin and Crash both would notice that after October, they stopped getting messages. And it appears, and this is weird to them because they've never seen this before, but it appears that your neural links are in afterlife mode. So they believe you to be deceased.
Ah. Okay.
So when Pippin goes to open his interface, it's not functioning the way that it should. So you guys are dealing with that. Leo, what do you keen observation? What are you trying to do here?
I got a dirty 20 on an insight check, trying to think of where the thief would go, and I'd like to mix that with a couple of things. If I could roll a perception check, or what would it be? Probably perception. We just tracked through blood. Like there's gotta be a trail of blood. I look for that.
Hell yeah.
I got a natural 20 on my history check,
I'm rolling
but
like
a 15
fire
on
right
my
now.
wisdom save.
Nice. What did you say, Leo?
I'm rolling like fire right now.
Nice.
That's an 18 perception.
Hell
Looking for
yeah.
a blood trail.
Yep.
And last, I'm going to pop a magic sense. Looking for my link. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah. So as you are looking for all of these things, and you notice a blood trail, and unmistakably cloven
God, I fucking
hooved
forgot.
blood trail heading off to the right towards the underpass of the highway. And as you cast magic sense, the first thing that happens is you are almost overwhelmed with the intensity of the light shining from behind you. And as you look for the link specifically to that piece, which you would have a link to, it says it's coming from behind you.
So I would like to kind of retroactively say that as soon as I came out of the door and went to go fly, all these things happened. Like I popped all these. I'm looking for these things, right? I think you could say almost my internal like hunting instincts, like kicked into overdrive. And then he whispers in my ear, and I picture it as I'm kind of like coming back to the ground, like looking all over the place, about to turn around and look, and I feel this, whisper in my head, and full body turn now, like almost like tripping backwards, look back at the presence, get blinded. Do I see the crystal? Not that physically see it, but like, do I see my link going to what I assume is the elf?
So I will tell you what you see. We're going to shift perspective real quick because that's all
Yeah.
happening very quickly. To Crash, who, as you are like, what part of town am I in? You have never been in this part of town until you feel a small itch in the back of your brain. And it starts to spread down your spine into your fingertips, which start to tingle as you start to feel like to the left, there's a pastry shop. They don't synthesize their croissants. They synthesize the dough and then layer it themselves. Always warm in the morning. And you hear a voice of a woman next to you. You ready to go, doctor? Lunch is on me this time. As you turn and see the woman that you saw from before, standing there almost as if she's in person, but in like this blue ethereal light. As she starts walking, she turns and says, "Hey, don't go over there. That's where you buy your drugs. You don't think I know, but I know." As she points to the right, pointing to where the overpass is.
This is the woman I saw in the memory with the code for the door.
Yes, and the same woman you saw, or heard rather, when you woke up from your observer.
Oh,
break.
okay, yeah. Gotcha.
As you kind of see her smirking at you, you can tell there's a lingering feeling there of resentment in yourself, but genuine love for this person. As she starts to fade away, you feel a trickle of warm wet from your ear. As you look up just in time to see Leo turning towards question mark, still haven't named him. And you see Leo even like putting his hand up to block the light that you don't see. Like there's no light that you would see. And you see the question mark man holding his hand out towards Leo. And you see a small pool of blood start to pull up from the center of his hand and then slowly begin to crystallize from the top down. And Leo, you see the same light that you've seen from the crystal you've carried for so long, emanating from this crystal in his hand. As he says, "A gift for your trust." And he holds it out to Leo. You notice, by the way, this is potent. Whereas the magic you get off of your previous crystal is kind of a lingering magic. This is new, fresh, born magic.
I I drop magic sense, and I cautiously walk forward, kind of hand out reach. This isn't mine, is it?
I think you'll come to learn, child. All is yours.
I reach for it.
The second you come in contact with it, you feel it bond with you and hum in that same frequency that your magic genuinely hums in as it connects, just like it's been there this entire time.
Just to make sure, from my perspective, I don't know. Like this could be mine, but
You've never ever had anything be on that same frequency before, ever. And this is humming on a frequency that the only time you've ever heard it before is when you were a child, and then from your own crystal.
Thank you for this gift. I need to find the one I had before, but I'll follow you if that's what you want. I can hunt later.
Yes, it's almost time now. You see him kind of, for the first time, his emotion changes and he looks tired. His face is literally taut. You can see his cheekbones kind of poking out from like just a thinness as he turns towards the busy street and starts walking towards the street, expecting fully that you all will follow him.
Towards the highway? Towards the underpass?
The opposite direction.
Okay.
To the left.
You guys would see a very distraught looking Pippin just sitting kind of like with a 1,000-yard stare, and he's just going, They had a funeral for me. They think I'm dead. They moved on. What am I supposed to do?
I'm going to coming out of that sort of memory thing, I'm gonna just kind of like pick myself up by my bootstraps, kind of like steady myself and try to stop thinking about it. I'm going to habitually check my jacket for drugs. And also I'm gonna make my way over to Pippin while I'm patting myself down.
As you like searching, you grunt as you realize that whatever fucking assholes have been holding this jacket for a year has helped themselves to any stashes you may or may have not hidden in your jacket.
Just a long sigh as I sit down next to Pippin.
Just don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand, but I don't know. I thought this would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, there's a lot of good to people thinking you're not around anymore.
Unfortunately, not in my scenario. My parents are in danger. I gotta get to them. They're in trouble.
What do you mean?
The person who killed me is coming for them. And I think he's already made contact with my father.
This would be the first time that I think any of you have alluded to in character somebody having killed you. Like a person having killed you. So I would say that Leo and Crash would both be in the vicinity to hear this.
I mean, hold on. You guys aren't friends with like some tabaxi looking guy with like piercing blue eyes, are you?
It's that moment that I turn from the elf like quickly to you. A white tabaxi, blue eyes.
Yeah, he was a white tabaxi. He was fast as lightning and built a solid muscle. Yeah, he's the one that shot me, and he said he's gonna go for my parents.
I turn to the elf as he's starting to walk away. Do you know of this tabaxi?
He kind of stops as he again shakes his head tiredly and turns his head over his shoulder.
You are all concerned with things of this world, yet you are not. Therefore, it is a waste of your time. Come, my children.
Give us more than that, please.
I'm sorry, buddy, but my family is everything to me, and that is not a waste of my time. I believe every life is precious.
Wait, what? What do you mean we're not? Like we're not part of this world.
I have transcended, and you are merely a piece. If you choose your own path, inevitably, it will bring you to me. Because you are my children, and I love you.
I hate to tell you this, buddy, but I'm not your kid. I have parents, and they love me, and they cherish me, and they're actually very worried about me, and they're in trouble, and I have to take care of them.
He like gives you kind of a sad look. Then he looks at Leo. He looks at Crash. And you see a tear start to come out of his eye, fall down his cheek, as it begins to mix with the blood on his face.
Then, your own path you must forge. I wish you luck.
Please, you have to have some sort of answer for us.
He turns away from you, and you see him kind of look up at the cloudy, overcast night sky and smile as he holds his hand out, cupping an imaginary stem of an imaginary glass as he gives it a swirl and says,
You are always playing jokes, my friend.
and then you see from the ground open a red swirling mass of blood and viscera as the man proceeds to walk through it, and then it drops to the ground, just leaving a puddle where it once was. In the distance, you hear sirens, massive amount of sirens, like more than you probably have ever heard at one time in your lives. At that exact moment, you all receive a message, and it's encrypted. So it's from a person that's name is just a bunch of numbers and letters. And it says, I know who you are. I know where you're from. Meet me at this location so we can talk. And it's just simply signed X. And you get a nav point, all three of you.
So, Are we going to talk about the fact that this guy just called us his children?
Are we going to talk about the fact that he's the only person who knew what the fuck was going on and now he's gone?
Are we going to also talk about the fact that he seemed eerily familiar to that guy that I ran into in the after?
You listen. We need to go. I assume the sirens are getting closer.
Oh yeah.
I have so many questions, but we got to get the fuck out of here.
Where are we? Let's follow the blood trail. I need. Do I still have the crystal in my hand?
Yep.
Okay.
Why don't we just follow the nav point?
I turn to Pippin. You can track this, yeah? Can you help me follow this blood trail, please? At least until we get to somewhere where we can talk away from here.
Okay. Okay.
Would I be able to tell, like, looking at the nav point, if the way to start heading towards it would be the same way as said bloody footprint?
Yes, and because, like I said in your session zeros, any nav point you connect to, your augmented reality vision would show you an arrow on the ground heading towards that nav point. So all you'd have to do is select the nav point.
I still don't have that setting on.
Pippin selects the nav point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mine's more like a map quest. Like I have like physical directions like typed out in front of me.
He's just got an atlas.
Yeah, it's like an antiquated map.
As you select it, it feels like your neural is like twitching as you get a chill down your spine. But you see the nav point. It's pointing to the same direction that the bloody hooves trail is leading.
Okay, let's just follow the hooves and we'll see where it goes.
As you're following the trail, can I get a... There is a point where the trail deviates from the nav point, and you are now underneath the overpass of the highway. So you can hear all the vehicles driving over top. It's like a little tiny thunderous, distorted cloud.
Is
kind
this
of hanging over
the
you.
undercarriage?
It is. So you would see several groups of people congregated underneath this bridge, all sitting around the stereotypical steel barrel fires, and you see several of them are wearing rather brightly orange colored jackets.
I think I know what territory we're in, folks. I think these are the burners.
So I think that would ring a bell to only Crash. I don't think that would ring a bell to Leo. And Crash, you would know them as a group of asteroid pilots who have made their home in the level 3. Like their home base is level 3. And they kind of run some pretty decent sized territories. Including...
I just know them as those thugs that I met in the streets.
Yes, I forgot you met them, yeah. That's hilarious. Did any of them sound like they had like a strong New York accent?
Yeah, the guy who shoved me out of the way.
So you met Pauly B before I knew he was Pauly B. That's fucking hilarious.
I think he had a New York accent.
That's fucking hilarious. I love that my continuity lines up even when I forget. Nice.
As we're walking through, can I sniff for Pauly?
Yeah. Give me perception, but it's going to be a regular one, not an advantage.
16.
There is kind of a scent in the air of Pauly, at least from what you remember. It's a little different than you remember, but a year will do that to people.
I smell somebody I know over here. A friend. Hey, is Pauly around? Pauly? Hello?
You're just asking a random person that you find?
Yeah. Have you seen Pauly?
As the man turns around, you see that he's like a rather short half-goblin man. And half-goblins, which is a race that kind of quasi-invented for this setting, have two sub-races. They have feral and dormant. And dormant half-goblins are the kind that are like, you know what, I want to fit in to society. I don't want to be a menace. And feral goblins are ones that are like, you know, we used to be fucking menaces, and now we're being little bitches. Which one do you think, if you had to get?
Dormant, totally.
As he turns, you see the big stogie so fat for him that it's like the whole half of his mouth. As he turns, and you see Burna tats coming underneath his eyes, Burna from under both of his eyes. As he turns, I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say to me?
I was just asking if you've seen Paulie around.
How do you know that name?
Paulie did a favor for me. Like 11 months ago. Do you know a Tommy?
No,
Tommy. Hey, yo, Tommy. I got this guy asking for you.
Uh-oh.
And you see I would say like, let's say like 3'9" tall Triton boy with his hair in a full mohawk, dyed bright orange. His skin is blue and kind of sheening, and he has the Triton ears, which have like the kind of like webbing on them. As he comes over wearing his jacket, and he has a toothpick sticking out of his mouth. As he walks up, he's like, yeah, who's asking? And he stops dead as soon as he sees Pippin, and the toothpick drops out of his mouth. Pippin?
Ami, you're okay. I'm so happy to see you.
He like collects himself for a bit after all the other burners are kind of looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He just kind of, yeah, me and this guy go way back. Who are you looking for? You looking for Paulie, you said?
Yeah, actually, I could kind of smell him a little bit, and that's not a bad thing. Just, I'm a Kinea, so, I was wondering if Paulie was around. I wanted to thank him.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'll go get him. He like pauses for a second, then like walks over to you and like kind of like a cool like walk, and just like punches your leg. Good to see you. And then runs away.
I was gonna give you a hug. Okay.
Something tells you that hugs aren't something that happen a lot.
I don't think Pippin cares.
So
if you wanna be a burner and be like, I'm anti-establishment, Pippin's way cooler than you.
Yeah. Listen, Pippin.
What's up?
I want to help you with this reunion and everything, but we really need to go.
Well, I got the nav point. You guys continue on ahead. I'll catch up.
I kind of need your help. The trail's kind of running cold.
Well, I mean, you don't
know
have
the
your
smell, right?
location on your nav point? Just download the link.
Well, I don't click on random links, but the blood trail, I need to find. It looks like I like just hold up like that crystal. This isn't the real one. She has the real one.
Oh,
what is
The
that?
girl. I
What is
quickly
that,
put it
and why
away.
is
Like
so-
I put it away quickly. Like later.
okay.
It's important. though.
Don't know. Last time I went along with somebody, and they said I'd find out information later. I got squeezed to death. So
You got squeezed to death? I got shot in the head.
I really want to talk about this. I think that we need to not be with
I
people.
don't.
Maybe
I'd rather not.
you got killed
okay,
too.
wait, hold-
you
hold-
got
just-
killed.
Did you
I
die?
got killed. I got killed. Yes.
Would I have?
I would wager to bet that little. You see him like hesitate, like from obviously about to say
Crash's
something
face.
bigoted. About to say
Crash's
something
eyebrows perk
bigoted.
up.
The satyr girl. I would wager to guess that she was also murdered.
Wait, why would you guess that?
We were all murdered and dumped
Well, I
in
think-
tanks
yeah,
for
'cause we-
11 months.
All of us
okay.
were
I
there.
think
We were.
that all the other
welcome.
VADs, I bet that they all went through the same thing.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not following, but
You can follow
Okay.
the blood trail. You don't need to follow any of this.
You hear?
I'm not following the blood trail right now. I'm here to see Tommy and Paulie, and then we'll follow the blood trail.
What about your parents? I can help you with that. I can help you hunt down your parents or whatever you need.
Oh, I'm not hunting my parents. They are hunters.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear a saunty voice from behind you. Leaving, you just got here. Come on, let me share some of my Burna hospitality. As you turn, and you see a much more scruff, with a new bee tattoo on his face with a little scar through it, and the same Burna tattoo on his forehead. As Paulie B comes walking, just like sauntering up. He's not more than like 5'8". He's taller than Pippin, but not taller than anyone else in this group. As he kind of saunters up to the group, kind of puts his hand on Leo's shoulder. Relax. Stick around. This is my area of the neighborhood. If you're looking for someone, you're not in a better place. He looks at Pippin, and he goes up to Pippin, giving him a rather, I would say, approving look. Word on the street is you're dead, but you look alive to me.
Yeah, word on the street and in my Neuralink. I'm in afterlife mode, man.
That's not
Weird, right?
possible.
I didn't think so either. And then I tried to pull up my messages. Apparently, my folks had a funeral for me and everything. I feel horrible.
Well, I wish I could say I was surprised, but down here, kind of happens a lot, if you know what I mean. Funerals, not afterlife mode. That's pretty weird, man.
Yeah, but I like give him like an affirming like double handshake. I'm like, thank you so much for taking care of Tommy.
Yeah, the kid earns his stripes. He does good.
His mohawk looks sick.
Come on, step into my office. And he fucking like motions to the underpass. It's literally just like a fucking tent. It's just like, come on, we'll talk. And I'll see if I can help you out with your little. Looks at Leo, kind of up and down. Problem.
Thank you.
Oh, him?
I have
He's
nothing
not
to
the
give
problem.
you.
It's this like tabaxi. You remember the tabaxi that was chasing me, right?
Yeah, I think this is a better conversation to have in the tent, if you don't mind.
Seems fair.
Would I have any like history with the Burnas, rather, or whether it was like on a job, maybe they were piloting, or like buying drugs from them or whatever?
You would come to the underpass quite often to buy drugs, and the burners, you kind of avoid them when it comes to drugs because they're kind of known for selling not the most pure. But when it comes to Bramblebush, there's no better place to get it in the city. So if you get Bramblebush on the south side, which if I remember correctly, the wormhole is,
Yeah.
then you would definitely have had dealings with the burn. You might even recognize some of them.
I'm just gonna look at Leo and say, like, I don't know what's so important about that rock, but right now we're probably safer here, waiting out the heat, than taking the chances of, running it.
Sirens are still in the distance, by the way. You can still hear them.
I kind of like, I guess longingly is the right word. Like longingly look back over my shoulder at the path that we could have taken. I just kind of feel at my chest where I tucked that crystal back away. I think you're right. I kind of just more or less under my breath, like directly to Crash. I don't know what's going on here, but this Pippin, he seems to trust him, and he seems a good type. You look like you would know what's going on. Is this safe?
I don't know if I would use the word safe. I wouldn't say I necessarily trust the Burners, but better than, fucking pigs. So,
is it canon, Seb, that I did and indirectly meet Paulie?
I mean, if you ran into Burners and he had an interaction and he had a New York accent, and we'll make it canon.
I've kind of indirectly met that fellow there. wasn't exactly the nicest type. One of his buddies just shoved me, told me to get out of the way. I mean, I'm par for the course here, I'm sure, but
So
see
you got
me-
a shove. No big deal.
yeah, okay.
It's all right.
It's
You know, hey,
it's all different. Sorry.
nah, don't apologize. That's, you're not from here. That's pretty clear. Don't know what you're doing, but just
No, I'm
trying to act like you do.
I'm just not from this part of town. That's all. And I
That's,
like go to
yeah, no,
follow
that's very
Pippin.
apparent. I don't. Just act like you know what you're doing, and we'll help you along.
Pippin peeks his head out of the tent. Are you guys coming? We're waiting for you in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on our way. I look back at Leo. You have any money?
They wiped my account clean. You?
Not sure. Just flip through.
Oh my god, none of you have any money. Any money you did have, part of Afterlife mode, they sent it to your next of kin.
Sounds good.
And if you
Yeah,
don't
go
have
to
a
the
next of kin, it gets sent to the bank.
The government. Yeah.
That's par for the course. Like, we'll just take that from you. Thanks.
So you guys enter the tent
Yeah.
after Leo finds out that he has no money.
I also notice now the amount of messages that I have like waiting for me, and I'm like, oh, I'll check those in a minute.
Yes,
I walk
the
into the
6
tent.
that I sent you guys are the 6 most important, but you can imagine there's probably a variable fucking fuck ton of people that you've known, like for Crash, like people who you've met at the wormhole who are just like, oh, I can't believe you're gone. That's crazy, bro. For fucking Roddy, it could have been like extended family and like teachers he's had, and for Leo, you already know. Like,
This is like the equivalent of like if you were not actually dead, but everybody thought you were dead on your Facebook.
yes.
Like you're like reading you're like
Yeah.
your
That's what I was
Facebook
going
page
for.
afterwards. You're like, oh yeah, this is awkward.
A lot of thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Just a lot of them. As you approach the tent and you like pull back, it is completely and utterly a complete shift of vibe. As you enter the tent, the inside of the tent is impeccably furnished. Very nice furniture. There's like a glass table in the middle. There's a TV on the fucking wall of the tent playing with an air conditioner on the tent, blowing cold air into the room. It is completely different from what it looks like on the outside.
I find that really ironic that the burners have an AC unit.
Well, yeah, it gets fucking hot down here. What the fuck do you think I am? I burn bright, not hot. Fucking dog.
Hey.
Dog. Hey.
That's
Sorry,
kind of like our word. I'm just saying, Paulie.
Sorry. Yeah, I forget. I don't know why Paulie just been black for a second. It's fine. So, as you guys enter, you see there's a long couch that's open, and then a seat that is kind of like low and sunken into the ground, which Pippin would have immediately been drawn to, given that it looks like you could cuddle up in it very easily and kind of just like sit very nice and comfortable. You don't have to sit on your tail. That's like a thing. Like a lot of chairs aren't made so you don't sit on your tail. And this one kind of just is. As you kind of all sit down, go ahead.
I like to think of when Pippin finds a really comfy seat, he just like stands up on the chair and like spins around in a circle a few times.
Pippin circles it like 3 times and then once the opposite way and then sits down.
Comfy there, bud?
Oh yeah, this chair's great. I wish I had one of these at my place.
All right. Well, now that we're all here, it appears that we have some business to discuss. But before we get into business, I never do business without. He snaps his fingers, and you see just like a small fucking vent open, and then a variable tray of just a complete fucking charcuterie board of drugs just appears. You see it all, man. You see Wisp, you see Char, you see Boost, you see all of it. A big pile of Bramble. as he kind of like pulls out one of the longer papers and just starts deftly rolling the bramble into it. I never do business, unless my head's right. And right now I got a couple voices speaking to me, so I need to get that number down, if you know what I'm saying. He starts rolling just a fucking fatty.
Makes sense.
Yes.
He looks around. He's like, "Please help yourselves. Anything you want, but no leftovers. We don't have a take it home in a box kind of a rule here. So whatever you put on your plate, you better eat it."
And Crash is just like,
I'm all set, Polly, but do you guys have like a cheeseburger that I can eat or something?
Yes.
Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. I've been gone for like 11 months.
I'm gonna definitely have to hear that. But Tommy, hey, Tommy! And you see the tent flap open, and the Triton kid, pop his head in. Hey, run on down to what's at the corner there? The corner over there. Trash chicken? Yeah. You guys, is chicken okay?
Chicken's fine.
oh,
Specifically-
chicken sounds so good.
As soon as you started talking about chicken, you see Leo's face just drop. He's like, "Of all the do they have non-chicken items? Fish, maybe."
I don't know about
It's just-
fish, but they got that.
I like
weird,
lift up,
frou-frou.
I lift up my feather a little bit, and it's like, it's just
Oh,
weird.
I
It's weird.
see. It could be a little sensitive. All right. Yeah, they got that weird frou-frou like made out of nuts and beans and shit. Also, I'm pretty sure all the meat is synthesized, so it's like not really eating
Heard-
birds.
I heard
We live
they-
on the moon.
I
Not a
heard
lot
they
of
put
birds here.
bones in it. Like they add bones to fake.
Yeah, but it's
Meat.
synth bones. You know what I mean?
Technically, you could eat the bones if you
Listen,
want.
it's
Same
the
amount
principle.
of
It's just
nutritional
really
value.
weird. Why would they make it so authentic to the real thing if they don't want it to be the real thing?
Hey, buddy.
Listen,
I just want to tell you this, okay? And I'm gonna tell you this for free, as a favor, as a friend, because you're not taking any drugs, so I can justify this. You say shit like that, everybody up here gonna know where you're from, okay? Because me, fucking leather jacket over there, we ain't never seen a real chicken. Unless you're
No,
from
it's-
level 2 or the mainland, you probably would never have seen a real chicken in your life. So
I couldn't tell you what they look like.
you've definitely seen a picture of a chicken. It's the logo for the restaurant.
yeah, but it's
That's what a chicken looks like.
Yeah,
I've never
I thought
seen
that was
it.
the trash part.
Raw.
I mean, it's on fire, but it's usually not. Not that I've seen pictures.
I've seen a real chicken before.
Yeah, we know, sweetheart. We know. You bleed level 2. Like you just
Yeah, I do.
smell it on
Okay,
you.
I'll take a check. I'll take whatever. I
You want
point
the
at Pippin.
the vegan beans and fucking
No.
what's it?
I point to Pippin. Just whatever he's having.
Whatever he's having. All right. Okay. Hey, Tommy, go. I want a dumpster fire barrel. One of those dumpster fire buckets.
Hey,
If you
Tommy,
could-
can we get extra bones? I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just love extra bones in my chicken.
Yeah, extra bones. I didn't
Except
know
for
that
that.
you did that.
Not that.
Extra bones. Right. You got that, Tommy? And then he points at Crash. What you want? You want the dumpster fire? You want the original?
Yeah, I'll take a original.
Original. All right. Yeah. Then just the trash chicken, and then he said whatever Pippin's having. So extra bones.
No, not that. Just not the bone part.
Tommy's like, okay, and he leaves. So you see.
Also, I'd like to point out that Owl's like main meal is definitely birds. Like almost
Yeah,
for
oh,
sure,
yeah.
right?
completely. That's why he was like, "What the fuck?" It's fine. As you get like the Tommy runs out, you see, Pauly B finishes rolling the big ass fucking joint and reaches over, grabs the tray, and he like passes it onto the table so that's in the center of it. Please, it's my little way of knowing that you ain't unis, if you know what I mean. And he sparks the giant joint. Which Bramblebush is legal, so that would not serve its purpose.
Hey, Paulie, am I allowed to not partake? Because I'm not really into the whole thing.
You're good people. I already know you. But these two, I don't know these two.
No problem. And Crash reaches forward. Crash reaches forward and takes from experience with the burners. If their stuff isn't the best quality, typically, would I have a preference as to which one I think would be of better quality?
Pixie's probably your best bet.
Okay.
With the burner specifically, because they fucking rock that shit.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll grab that.
So, will you describe what you
it's a little baggie of shimmering rainbow powder. It's the Pixie captivates with its glittering allure and the promise of unmatched dexterity. It almost sounds like a Leafly, like you're reading about like a strain of weed or something like that. Pixie captivates its users with glittering allure and the promise of unmatched dexterity.
Hell yeah. So you see him take the little tiny, it's like a little gram baggie. I don't know how many drug users we have listening to us, but you've probably seen it before at in a bathroom with that guy that was like really cool. And then you guys go to the bathroom and then all of a sudden he has this little baggie of white powder and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's basically like that. And he picks it up and expertly, I'm guessing with his pinky, as he has done this definitely before.
Or just like a little bump. Yeah.
Instantly your pupils dilate. How does it feel?
Been a minute.
It is especially fresh. It feels like you've done it for the first time.
Yeah.
Potent.
Hey, Crash, I'm not trying to intrude, but is that blood in your ear from before or is that from now? Are you okay?
I feel for the blood in my ear.
It's a little
Like
dry
not
now,
the time
yeah.
to tell him that. Oh, what the fuck?
Don't know. Didn't even notice.
You see,
I'm sure it's something else. Bit of pulp never hurt.
You see Paulie kind of look at him like, hey man, if he's bleeding now, he's probably not going to feel it anymore in about 5 seconds. That shit's pure. That's pure Pixie, baby. And he looks at Leo. Hey, man that doesn't eat chickens. So what's your poison? What's your pick?
I think he has smoked weed or Bramblebush. He has smoked Bramblebush. He looks over the tray, the assortment of options, with surprise. And are there any pre-rolls on the tray?
Just the one he's smoking that he just rolled.
Yoink.
I think. Well, that's actually that. I think he just like slowly, like jerkily, like reaches over, like he's like, like to have it passed to him to see if he's like willing to pass it.
If I can see what Leo's doing and like as he begins to do it, like if I notice, do I notice this by any chance before Paulie does?
You would be, your reaction timing would be very heightened right now. In fact,
I'm going to like very quickly reach my hand out and slap Leo's hand away and reach towards Paulie and say, "Oi, being hoggish, you gonna pass it?"
Paulie kind of just like blows an O, like, oh, sorry about that, man. He passes it to Crash.
Good. This is some good shit. Just need to take the edge off a little.
Do you want to roll a persuasion? It's been a while since we've had to roll anything.
Sure.
Guys, we're playing a game here. We're not just sitting around as grown men telling stories to each other.
This isn't a game, Seb.
This is my life, man.
It's a fucking way of life.
This is everything to me.
Raven somewhere. Oh yeah, fuck.
Pulls a pin of another grenade.
That's his drug.
When I compliment his drugs, I'm going to use charming voice as well. And
oh boy, a new spell!
It's a cantrip, and your voice takes on a melodious and persuasive tone that makes it easier to influence others. For the duration, you gain a 1d4 bonus on persuasion checks made to influence a single target within range.
And you do have to roll that, by the way.
Yes.
Also, I am going to make you. It's going to. You have to tell us. You have to show us what it sounds like when this happens. Welcome to playing a
What
bard.
do you mean what it sounds like?
Yeah, it's a charming voice. So you know, it's melodious. How's that sound?
I think. Okay, so first it's a 14 plus 4, so 18, and I think when he uses charming voice, it doesn't sound totally different from his normal voice, but it's like,
You're the thing. You're the roar. I love you, Daddy.
I think charming voice, his voice just becomes a little bit lighter and more like jovial. So something like that, like people are more able to tell that he's joking. So I don't know if it would sound. Yeah. I
No
don't know.
pressure.
In my brain, it is fucking the guy that she sweeps the chimneys in Mary Poppins.
Dick Clark.
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
I think you should play up the fact that you're like a singer, right?
Well, he's not.
Is he not a singer? Or is he just
I
instrumental?
mean, he is a singer, but I don't know, like, if charming voice would be like he's not going to sing to the guy.
Why not?
Not sing, but just be more melodious, more melodic.
Or just be more charming.
Just be yourself, Luke.
Yeah.
Come on, Luke. It's just your voice. All of us would be charmed instantly.
I don't know how to sound more charming.
Get some eye contact going, man. That always helps.
Listen, I've heard Luke talk to the little old ladies at. He could pull something.
The customer
out of
service
it.
voice.
Just be
Yeah.
overly
Customer
flattering
service
if you don't
voice.
want to.
There you
Yeah,
go.
just be overly flattering.
That's what it is. It's like the customer service voice. So instead of Crash's normal like intonation, he'd be like, "Wow, this stuff is incredible. You cut this here, man. Good shit. I need a little bit of a come down. You know, bit heavy for my taste."
Hey, man, that voice, you could probably fucking sell water to fish. And he hands you the joint.
So you know what a fish is?
Yeah, I've
You've
seen
seen a
the
fish?
pictures. Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Okay.
I've seen a real life fish. They're really fast and hard to catch.
We know, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, synthetic fish. You see fish. No one's
see
just
chicken.
making like. Who's making chickens that just run around? I didn't even know. Who's just making live chickens for what?
No. I
Just to kill 'em
reach
anyway,
over.
make 'em
I
into
reach
anything.
over after you take a hit, just shaking my head.
I pass it over to you. My original
And
intention, anyway, just to get
you
it to
take
him
it.
without him being rude.
Polly B kind of like leans forward. Hey, you sure you're cool hitting that bird? Or I'm sorry, that's derogatory. I'm trying to be better.
Thank you.
You sure you're okay hitting that illegal substance over there, sir?
Yes, I can hit an illegal substance. I'm sure you have put this together. We have not been around for about 11 months, so say my tolerance is low, and I take a hit. It's like a little baby hit, like a little baby party hit. Like, go to pass it right instantly.
He takes it back as
Before he's like already taken a hit. And I let out this like itty bitty puff like off to the side, like I'm hiding it. Like
you see Polly B kind of sit back. He snaps his fingers, and you see the tent open, and like a person hand in what looks like a little tablet, but it's just like black because all of the electronics have like a hologram screen that's kind of projected from the thing. As he holds it, he presses a button, and he holds it up towards Leo, and you see Brika running on camera towards a direction. Then you see her stop and then start running in a separate direction. and then he swipes, and you see her running some more. Swipe again, and you see her getting to a destination, and going up to a door, and like opening the door and entering. Now, a little birdie, no pun intended, told me that you were looking for this girl, and seems like it would be beneficial to you to have the information that we have. But first things first, I gotta answer. I need some answers from you. He looks at Crash. He looks at Pippin. Do your friends here know that you are mainlander?
You're from the mainland?
Jaw drop.
Wait, listen. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you
how
a Fed?
know that, but, no. Against them.
Huh.
Please,
Here's the thing. I'm pretty good at reading people. Okay. And the whole chicken thing kind of tipped me off. I know you're not from here, right? But you made one vital mistake. On Iris Luna, life is it's not great all the time. So what do? They make it accessible, legal even, for you to partake in one particular thing. One thing only. Out of all of the drugs here on this tray, there's only one thing that is not legal on the mainland, but is legal here. Mr. Tattoos, we want to tell our friend where he made his mistake?
Yeah. Bush ain't a big deal around here. Actually, I think they think it calms us down, make us easier to deal with.
So, I'll help you. But first things first, you're going to have to help us. And if you're from the mainland, that means you could help us a lot. What do you say?
He looks incredibly nervous. He's like head on a pivot right now. He kind of leans in conspiratorially. Listen. Nobody can know that I'm from the mainland. That Tabaxi, the one who I just pointed the two of them that took both of us out. Whatever they're a part of, they already know. But if I can keep anybody else from knowing, I'll help you. And it's, you obviously have all the chips on your side of the table. I have skills.
No, I like this groveling. It suits a little mainlander like yourself.
No, listen, I don't know what you want me to do here, but he's like twitchy. Do you need information?
I need a lot of things, but first thing is, if you're a mainlander and you're here, that means you got a nice little orange ID, right?
I mean, I don't have a physical ID, obviously.
A little guest visa?
I kind of look down. I guess a little bit ashamed almost. Like, yeah, I have a guest visa. It doesn't get me any higher than this, though.
Yeah. We're gonna need that.
I don't have it.
It's in your neuro. You don't. It's not in your neuro right now.
I go ahead and look for it real quick. Is it there?
It's there. I mean, it says deceased on it, but it's there.
It says deceased. I assumed it was void now.
That's really interesting.
Hold on.
Interesting.
1 second. I'm just going to like do a quick swipe, just like basically scrolling up my text message list, looking for basically the equivalent of like rip, sorry that you're gone kind of thing. I click on the first one I see. Give me a second. Let me just see what that one is. From Ruse. That was from Ruse. And it says, I hope you find peace. And I take a second to kind of take that in. Scroll to the next one. I mean, this is all pretty like quick. I'm just briefing. Your funeral, another one from Ruse. Hope it's better where you are. Miss you. Yeah, I got the same messages as them. I'm gone. He takes another second. Kind of laughs himself. I'm gone. He rereads the one from his grandfather. He's like shaking now. I'm dead.
You're not dead. I can see you right now.
Yeah, they think I'm dead.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
of course they do. Look, Leo. Leo, am I saying that right?
It's Leo. It's like
Let
go.
Sorry.
It's like, yeah.
My pronunciation and names, obviously Crash knows I'm really bad with names. If there's anyone you can trust this guy, and I point to Paulie B. Like, this guy has done a lot for me personally in the short time that I knew him. He's good people. So you can trust him.
He did just out me in front of
Actually,
you
kind of outed yourself, to be honest.
Did you know? Did you pick that
After
up?
he explained it to me, yeah, it made a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, in hindsight, everything. Yeah. Anyways, Paulie, we have a deal. I don't know what you want from me, but obviously I have nothing.
No. This changes things because at first, peddling some drugs to the upper floors, that was nice. But now that I know that you're recently deceased, thoughts and prayers. I have some use for some recently dead people. I think we could come to a deal here. But first, in a show of good faith, because I am a good guy, he swipes towards you, and you get the location of Brika's last known spot. And you see the footage of her leaving the house that she was at, looking distraught. And then you see her kind of like swiping on her feed and then going in a direction. And then he sends you a nav point. This nav point, unbeknownst to Paulie, he has no idea of this, is the same exact nav point that you all received at the beginning.
Unbeknownst to Leto as well.
She's at some like fucking abandoned house somewhere on the south side. No one really knows what's going on there, but he swipes again on his pad, and you see two blue eyes, white tabaxi, talking to someone. And you see the burner look up at Pippin. He'd probably be, this the guy, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he's the one who took me out.
He swipes to the side and then starts zooming in with his fingers. And as it zooms in, you see just the frame, like in the glass, reflecting, talking to the tabaxi, is a completely covered in tattoos from the neck jawline down Githrak woman. As he turns to you and Crash, kind of giving Crash a look. And who the fuck is this? And that is where I'm going to end today's session. Thanks for listening to We Together. Want to connect more? Find all our links at linktr.ee/we2gaming. That's we, the number 2 gaming on Linktree. Or join our amazing Discord community at We2Gaming on Discord to chat about the story, share your thoughts, or hang out with the cast and me, your GM. If you'd like to support us, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/WeTogetherGaming. You'll get exclusive access to our behind-the-scenes podcast, where we share our favorite moments, dive into character work, and have long-form discussions about the setting every week. A quick thank you to our top-tier patrons, GxLobes and my Momma. Your support means the world to us.
Until next time, stay adventurous and remember, whatever we do it better together.